You got the same soul.
But oh, I do not have your trainer's name. I have notes for it somewhere.
I think I would know it after all this time.
well,
I
we'll
just went
just-
and talked
Jim.
about how important he was to me, and I can't remember his name.
Anyways,
Big Dragon Jim.
Yeah.
Master Blaster runs. Gonna be an elementalist just running Bartertown who shoots fire. But yeah, so you get
Who does he
there.
do it
And...
from the top of a truck?
Oh, he rides on the back of a cinnamon.
Yeah, that's the windling on the back of the cinnamon.
But no, it's like, so you get there and you know they open up, they let you in. They greet you both. Your former trainer, he's there holding a bit of court and talking about what needs to be done, what areas need to be rebuilt, fixed up, yada yada yada. And about this time, you walk in, you see him. He greets you with, you know, just a very overly joyous, "Ah, my boy!" And he comes up and just way too zealous of a hug.
Oh, I'll zealous him right back on that one. It's
I'll
good to
zealous
see
you in a
once
minute.
again. Yeah. Things here are looking well.
Ah, yes, we finally got plenty of work done. Some of the Tiskrang down the river in contention are working with us. Got some good stone coming in, some wood from Servos Jungle. Servos Jungle isn't cursed, right? Just he looks at you. I don't think I've heard stories about that, so I'm gonna assume no.
It's not pleasant. I can tell you that much.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't say that it's cursed, but it's troublesome.
Yes,
if
yes.
You're not a native. This is good to see everything that you've done here because I believe the mission me and my companions are on is rapidly picking up pace, and we could be seeing some things happening here soon.
Oh, the group grows as he, you know, gestures over. Oh, hey, bud. Hi.
GM's been entrapped.
And I see that you found some companionship as well. Good for you.
It's not not cursed.
It's not cursed. Yeah.
Trade the wood for sheep.
It's not cursed so much as just hungry.
Yeah, but so there's like, yeah, yes, the group grows, and well, we have a few Tiskrang, as your traveling partner seems to prove that they're useful on the battlefield as well, and there's some humans that decided to join us. That was weird. And he kind of takes you over, and you see a new group being trained out there, and you know, learning how to basic fight.
Good. Yes, I've enhanced some of my own abilities as well. But we're looking for a place to stay for the evening, and then we'll be on our way. But I'll be more than happy to help out with anything.
Very well. And he goes and is like, he just talks to somebody real quick. Yes, we have rooms for you. I'm assuming separate rooms because.
Oh yes.
Yes.
No. No, yeah, she's. I'm merely looking after her.
And he just kind of looks over her and looks over you and is like, one moment, and dear, and he goes over. Here comes a slightly older, she has some gray in her hair, elf female with what looks to be like a little measuring string, and he starts, you know, gesturing that you need to do something. They need to look better if they're staying here for the night even. And so you're both starting
to measure a proper size bed for her.
Well, no, they're measuring you guys up, and they start saying, it'll be ready in about 2 hours.
Are we putting on our ceremonial robes or something?
Oh no, those are just ripped and looking horrid, and I've updated the uniform a little bit.
Oh yeah.
We went with a different type of blue and nicer pants.
Yeah. Oh, and I like the insignia on the side there. Very nice touch.
And I figure your traveling companion here could use the non-dirt look.
It's something new she's trying out.
Yes, she's dealing with kind of a. This is more of a classic urchin. We want to upgrade her maybe to neo urchin.
Upgrade her to Moppet.
Well, my dear, follow the seamstress here, and she'll take care of you. And you just see her kind of eye over to Wyland, looking like, is it okay or not?
I'll give her a thumbs up.
And
She's fine.
He shuffles along. And he just turns to you. So, they said you found a new trainer. There's somebody out here who's as good of a troubadour as me, huh?
Oh no, he's way better than you.
It would be. I'm not one to compare. He's. I think he's had much more time to practice and hone his art. He is a. He's a dragon.
You're a funny guy, Wyland.
Like your traveling partner, except with wings and bigger.
And
Magical,
covered with scales. Yes.
Huh.
Yes.
And you just kind of see him go back to his little door. There's a dragon near here?
We're relatively back in the Thunder Mountains.
Huh. Well, I should go talk to him.
That's why they're really called the Thunder Mountains. It's the troubadour playing his drums.
Yes.
Essentially.
Well, actually, that's how he greeted me. So that certainly could be true.
And you just see kind of like him concocting the idea. Yes. Potentially go. Take a small hiatus. Take a course. Is it easy to find his cave? And
Well, you have to listen. I mean, I was dropped off by airship, but I'm more than happy to have you use my name, just me being a recent student of his. So you could...
he's not bitey.
I'm sure he'll be happy to know who's responsible for sending droves of irritations his way.
Yes. No, he's not bitey because he's usually got at least a trio of flutes in his mouth as he plays, and he's quite good at that.
Those weren't flutes.
He was blowing
Wink,
something else.
wink.
But so you just kind of, that's something to chew on. Very well.
Sure was.
I'm sure you want to
That's what she said.
go relax for a little bit. We'll have dinner here shortly.
Yes, absolutely.
Very well. And you just kind of see him go off and start marking stuff off and just looking around on Nelson blows. But
My man.
but yeah, so as you go through, you wait a little bit, you take a quick power nap by accident, and you're woken to the seamstress coming in with essentially a newer looking uniform for you. And
I like it.
It fits a little snug in some areas, but you no longer have your striped pants, but you look regal.
All right, I'm going to keep the striped pants though because I need those for traveling. But
The traveling
obviously
pants you got from the sisterhood.
You can store them away in the ever-holding thong.
That's very true. Oh yes, I'm keeping that, by the way.
Oh yeah,
It's
no,
backwards day. Usually the thong goes in the pants, not the other way around.
True. But no, I'll absolutely. Nice. This is excellent work.
Oh, he only hires the best, so yes.
Yeah, clearly it shows. Well done.
And your traveling companion is, well,
Is she okay?
yes, she's fine. We got her cleaned up. There is a layer of filth on this child. Cannot explain. Just
She's actually 2 years younger than we thought she was. She looked taller with all that dirt on her.
She kept saying they come out at night mostly.
Mostly.
But it's like we originally brought her, more of a Rigo looking outfit, but she wanted more of the something that she can move around in, so she wouldn't get caught down. Or that means
she kept saying it needs to be at least 20% cooler.
Oh yeah, function over form. She said she was from a very small village. I'm sure the idea of wearing clothes for appearance's sake isn't something that really.
You just see her like, oh, thank God you said wearing clothes for appearance's sake, not just wearing clothes. That'd be
no.
Awkward.
That'd be an awkward town.
Yes,
I mean we don't judge other people's lifestyles,
Yes, I'm not. Yes, I'm not here to judge. Well, at least verbally.
Well, that
But
town
anyway.
would put me out of business, okay? That's my main issue.
That's very true.
But she can be found. She's with Lord whatever. He's
Zintian?
She's with the
he's
Sword Lord.
he's given her a lesson on how to properly use that dagger she's carrying.
Good. She could use it.
Pointy end goes in the other man.
And you head out to the front area or to the main hall where food's gonna be, and you can see him sitting there. Good, strike harder. And you see, it's not exactly just a female version of what you're wearing, but it's kind of close. It's a little bit looser around because they had to quickly make it. It doesn't have the crest on it like you normally would see, but it's very fitting for her. And you get a good view of her now. She looks to be older teens. Long brownish hair, and yeah, she looks fairly healthy. Not like she's been deprived of food, but not like she's had to work most.
Mm-hmm.
And you
Nixla, cleanliness suits you.
Oh, thank you. As she says, as she kind of looks over real quick, then goes back to trying to stab your former trainer.
Good luck with that.
And it turns out she's older than I thought she was.
What's funny is if you look at your trainer, you kind of see he's wearing some like padding on him. You can tell he's kind of stuffed straw on him, so in case she does actually stab him, it's
if she has some beginner's luck and actually cuts a bitch. Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Man, she exploded that die 3 times.
You guys go through the night. You're given some. You can watch it in the rerun, or Dakota can type it out to you. And as you finish up the meal and everything, you're told she told your trainer where she was wanting to go, what's going on. He offered to give you guys a small boat and a couple of the crew they have that's been useful for trade amongst the towns.
And that's most generous.
Yeah, they'll take you all the way up the Coil River. It'll be quicker than having to hoof it over to Lake Bun or going to Vistramon and then having to find travel there.
Yes, that's most kind. Good. Yeah, we're eventually making our way to Bartertown, I believe. So, well, at least that's where Nixla here wants to go. But I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to meet up with my companions, but we have a habit of finding each other.
Give it time. The universe unites those who need to be united.
Indeed.
He says as he shakes your hands and sees you off on the boat. And that will be pretty much your travels till Bartertown.
Cool.
Kaja. So you spend a few days with this guy, and you realize the sword he carries, he knows how to wield it, but he seems too gentle to really use it in the way anyone who would murder or take lives would. In fact, you feel like you're basically playing guard duty or bodyguard duty around him.
I don't mind that. Poor guy sounds like he's just in trouble and wouldn't hurt a fly. Maybe I'll bring it up to him one night and I'll be like, listen, do you know how to use that thing?
My father taught me the way his father taught him. Back in the care. Well, before the care, my ancestor, he was a soldier, and they were guards. I was the guard in our village. Unfortunately, I never took to it. I preferred working in the fields, into crops, tending to animals. I just know how to use this to protect myself, Big angry birds and angry canines.
I sincerely hope that's all you ever have to defend yourself against. There's a lot more terrible out there. If you want
Yes.
any help learning, I can help you a bit.
Well, it depends on how well this. It may be useful in case this renaming ceremony doesn't work. Maybe good in case they still look for me.
That is a definite thing. Then I'll help you. I'm terrible at explaining things, so it might be a bit of a it's a do and less tell training.
Okay. Yeah, I'm guessing you're not the face of your traveling companions.
Heavens, no,
You're not the talky guy.
That's the troubadour. It's hard to even have a chance to speak, let alone want to.
Oh, I know that feeling.
Nixla, why do I feel like I just got burned? I'm not even sure.
Your ears
No,
are
keep
really
going.
red for some reason.
Yeah, somebody must be thinking about me.
He's nice though. Just
We'll get you a topical salve for that burn later.
He sits there and talks about, like, there is a troubadour in his village that growing up, trying to, find females, find a mate, and essentially every time troubadour would swoon him, even when he didn't care. He just did what he did. Bastard. But he takes you up on the training, and you go through some basics of wielding, like a larger sword. And as you go through swinging it around, you kind of hear the sword saying they're talking to you in your back of your head. Put enough into me. Could potentially becomes sword you need for each occasion.
I'm listening.
Well, I'm kind of stuck in this one form at the moment. A little bit more essence, a little bit more love and care, dinner and a show type thing, and potentially change. Won't be
A little
all...
less talk, a little more action.
Essentially. It's like, those swords you're carrying now, since you learned that special fighting pose from the trainer? Could potentially become one of those if needed.
Yeah, you wind him up enough, he'll get real flexible.
I'll do it.
I mean,
I got this.
It's that, or I can do better fire.
I'll go with the two swords.
Very well. Also, this guy's so screwed if he's ever in a fight.
Yeah, poor guy. We really just need to get him there. Maybe help him find a job.
But it's one of those things, like, you guys continue on your journey, and it's taking a while because it's a long walk.
Hey, maybe after that guy gets his renaming done, maybe you can teach him to be a first circle sword master.
Earn some extra scrap on the side. But yeah, as
Gotta
you're
have that side hustle.
As you're kind of going, sometimes at night you pull out the everlasting rose just to look at it, because it's weirdly a little obsession of yours to make sure it's still there. One of the first big items and he sits there and asks you what's with the rose.
In stories back when, like, adventurers meet the pretty lady and they get the token of their affection, it's that kind of thing. And normally in stories they fall in love and all that.
This one friend zoned me.
It's kind of like that, a little less romantic, but just this was the first thing I got that I can go and be like, I've been on an adventure. I could have my very own story. I could have a legend that goes down for generations.
Well, may not know it for much longer, but what is the story with this?
Well, you can find it every week at youtube.com/
You don't have to go through like a long explanation. You can just do a quick, like, summarization of how much you tell them.
Well, the long and short of it is, we went into the Bloodwoods, and we met the elves there. And this is the ticket to get back inside. But the only reason we have this is because we were asked to kill a whore. By God, we did it.
He kind of looks at you. Horror, you said, right? Not whore.
Horror, yes.
Well, that horror is
Okay.
dead as fuck right now.
It's like,
In a back alley.
Wanting to make sure. I mean, I slept around a bit when I was younger, so just...
Oh, no. It was weird. I realized I don't like magic after that.
The Bloodwood. That's an interesting tale of a place.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay, Kaja. That's why you put up with me.
Yes. And with this, me and my compatriots, wherever they are currently, can get back in simple enough. And I don't know. I'm just proud to have it. Shows I've done something. Not everybody gets that.
I understand. We all have our little trinkets and such that we hold dear to us. As he pulls out a very crudely made necklace, or charm on a necklace. It looks like a bit of a star. And he just stares at it and is like, my wife and daughter. My wife was blacksmith. She was trying to train her daughter. And unfortunately, she made me this not too long before the events.
Well, it's beautiful in its own right. I wouldn't trade the rose for it, but
Oh, I'm not asking
damn,
for
I
your
almost
rose.
would. I know I'm terrible at jokes.
It's okay, my friend. And he looks pondering into the distance, just kind of wonder if there is ceremony that can be performed on the Bloodwood.
Well, I feel like if anybody would have known, it'd be the elves that are there.
Well, from what I've read and heard from some of the traveling people, they're kind of thick-headed and not wanting to admit when wrong.
Yeah, I think we got rid of one of the worst ones of those when we were there. But you have a point. Somewhere there could be a way to fix it.
God damn you, Chris.
What?
No, if the rose kisses you, Seal will appear and sing, giving you a +3 step bonus to any test. This is a very just angry looking black dude comes out singing to you.
Baby!
Okay, now we know why Dakota's not the troubadour.
He was the bard in D&D. That was
I
was
played a
interesting.
harp. Or I played a lute or something. I don't remember anymore.
But anyways,
Bring a lewd loot.
you go on and the idea kind of sits with you. Continue on your journey, and you're teaching him, and he's picking it up, but he's still not. His heart's not into it as much as you figure, just because not what he does.
No, but if it helps keep him alive at any point, it's worth learning.
Yep.
Well, you might want to save the training for after his renaming anyways, though. Really.
I mean, you people know that. Kaja doesn't know that.
Well, he's
Okay,
not even
that's
sure if he's going to be like
that's fair.
renamed. Like, how's the rename going to work?
Yes. Yes, and Sloan got mad at me because it made everything really easy.
Oh, the swarm of kobold children one.
Yeah.
I wasn't mad.
I was
I
just
was-
disappointed.
No, I was kind of annoyed now that I have to keep track of this, and you guys kept wanting to train them more and more individually. So I had
This is
to.
why you don't give your players a pack of slaves.
It wasn't. They're
They
supposed
were
to
my
fight 'em.
children.
You're supposed to fight, but when you have a dragonborn who's like, I am dragon descent. The kobolds are dragon descent. I can talk to them. They're
I
kind
realized
of
I was
dumb.
the only one who could talk to them. And I
They're-
was just like,
Dumb as a brick, and I can. Fucker.
I'm proud of that. To this day, I'm proud of that and my 49 magical children and that one special one.
I mean, the one that's trying to be like you.
Yes.
Anyways, so God, that's not in the next one. But so yeah, you continue on and go back to Grigori. It has been a long week and a half or so, because this old man has to stop constantly. So you're getting a little bit like antsy just to get there. But you finally get close, and you can start seeing, the telltale signs of Bartertown. You start seeing the peaks of the buildings. You start seeing its shape.
Mm-hmm.
And as he gets closer, he starts mumbling and talking to himself, kind of counting out a list of places he has to be, and just essentially going over in his head, like constant talking for the next 2 days before you get there. You finally arrive. He starts undoing stuff from Josh's back and ties her up to a post. And he asks you, "Is like, just I know it's not in the little agreement, but would you mind? I'd like to give her a break, and well, if you're a strapping young lad, if you could move this wheelbarrow for me." As you see,
I will try.
it's just filled with what looks to be junk, essentially. But it's
Is this the fancy equivalent of a hubble with a shopping cart?
yeah.
All right.
But you start seeing him go around to various shops. He goes up to like blacksmiths and such, and from the very heavy beginning lift up to at the end of the day, it's empty. And he's sitting there with 3 very full sacks of coins. A good day. I could have done better, but it's a good day. And you, sir, here is your 250 with an extra 100 silver for you.
I am thanking you.
I'm thanking you for keeping me company and not snoring when you sleep.
Is very deep sleeper.
Yes, well, I already have to deal with Sasha snoring and farting.
Insert pun about Grigori sleeping like the dead here.
This is where Grigori gets attacked. He's just looking. So, what are you going to do now? Said you had friends you were looking for at one point?
Yes. Must find out where they have gotten to.
Well,
And there they are across the street right now.
take a few. You may want to take a few days. We were traveling for quite a bit. Stay at a nice place or get some food.
Yes, this is place to start.
And at that, you just kind of see him slowly take the cart from you and hobble into the crowd, disappearing as, well, it's still a very busy crowd. You're able to look around and you see some familiar shops from your time there. Nothing's sticking out to you too much, but you see a couple of nice places to stop, get some food.
Definitely
Maybe
trying to find some place that's not too rowdy, someplace really restful for some good food and just rest for the night.
You get to like the edge of the market area where you can kind of see it drops off, And right before that, you're able to find a not too busy inn that has some food for you. About like 10 silver a night for food in a small room.
Okay.
And
Deal.
yeah, you're able to chill out. You have an extra hundo, so you can stay for 10 days there on someone else's dime before you get into really digging deep.
Technically, yeah.
So, Kaja, you start seeing, as you guys are treading along, having to cut through the Servos jungle was not a fun thing. Drops off Wi-Fi. But it's essentially, but it's like you start going through the Servos jungle. That was a bit of a trek with Mr. No Sword here. But you get through it. Pass through a couple small towns. You constantly see him like wearing his shoddily made cloak, trying to cover up his face in case anything. Occasionally, you see a small sign where wanted posters may be posted. What crudely looks like him drawn. And but you start making it to Bartertown, and you start seeing, you blend in with the crowd of people coming and going. Kind of works well. You're able to eventually hop onto a cart, and he just kind of stares into the town at the edge of it, just looking at it. A bit of hope, but also regret in his eyes as he's just looking at what maybe is changing his.
It's not so bad around here. A little busy. You can always go down south a bit. There's a couple of cities on the river.
That's not the parts I was worried about. He takes off the little amulet and is like, can you wait here for 5?
Yeah. I'm about to leave a friend behind.
He gives you some extra coin. He's like, and he hands you his amulet. He's like, meet if it works in a way where I can remember. I'll try to meet you here in 5 days. He said the ceremony should take time, so if I don't remember, then carry on this little piece of me and them with you.
And 5 days later, a familiar-looking zombie shuffles in.
And he hands you the little star. You can tell how it has some sharp edges around where it should have been rounded in. It was never. And you just see him walk off, taking some like side roads and such.
Just a sad look, salute. I'll be waiting, friend. And then just go off to find a place to relax for 5 days.
Yep. How high scale or low scale are you looking? I just realized that's the only scaly one that I do.
Mid. Yeah, mid.
Okay. Roll a 100 for me, Dakota.
I have a mental image of there being a Scrang bar in town that has a picture of a lizard man with a top hat, and it says the high scale.
That's where he ends
High
up
scale
now.
club.
Yep. Actually, it's more the golden scale. Mostly it's just Scrang, but they try to play it off that no, it's meant for this. You don't see any familiar faces there as you're wandering through. You see a lot to Scrang, so you feel a little bit of comfort there. Reminds you of when you were young and hey, people.
Hey.
It's not too expensive since it's not the greatest, but the food is very mom's home cooking to you.
Ooh, yay.
Which means it's slightly subpar, but it's reminiscent.
Oh, that's fun.
And yeah, you're able to hang out there for a bit. So, Wyland.
Yes.
After taking the boat up into near Vistramon, they drop off a few things. They go up the Coil River, dropping you and at Ardrenon, which you reminisce about after your stunt on Death River here.
Oh yes, yeah. I'll definitely regale that story.
You're able
Never gonna
to
forget that trauma.
Yeah.
you're able to find another little some people going to Bartertown. They're actually just going to there to trade some wares. So we can take you.
Excellent.
Actually, roll a 100 for me real quick.
Roll 100.
Roll that hundo.
All right. It's just some average tradespeople. It's
Okay.
it's humans, some elves. I was gonna say if you rolled a higher than an 80, you're gonna visit some old friends on the trail back.
Ooh.
Which I'm pretty sure you guys don't remember the names of these people at all.
Mike?
Well, it's gonna be Tenrax, the troll, and his wife.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say, hey, look, you found them again.
They're the
Yeah.
farmers, right?
No, the traders that got you from Merrick.
Wow.
Yeah, she really jammed on Kaja.
Yeah,
But,
grab my troll.
There
But
you go.
you get into town, and
It's quite the large city compared to what you were used to, eh, Nixla?
Yeah, and she's like,
Yeah.
she's just quiet, staring at it. You kind of just see like a glint of happiness for, like, not the first time, but a real deep down happiness, like maybe freedom.
Your world's about to get much larger. If I was you, I would keep a tight grip on that coin purse of yours.
Oh, they
And the
sold
knife.
they sold a little extra pouch into the belt for that. Yeah.
Good. Good.
Uh,
Well, I need to find my friends, and we need to get you set up in some place relatively decent to stay.
Well, I need to find my friend's shop.
All right.
If you want to come with me to there, and
Yes.
I can introduce you to her, maybe.
Let's do that. What does she sell, by the way?
Does she sell scarves?
You know, Wyland will stop in the middle of the street when she says that and turn, and I'll look at her and say, you know, I had a feeling back when I first met you and you said that bit that somewhere in the back that you might say scarves. But I decided to not ask or pursue it because I didn't want to know, but now I'm glad I've asked. All right, let's go find your friend.
Have you met her?
Is she an orc?
No, she's human.
I thought the scarf girl was an orc.
Nope, she was human.
Oh, she's human? All right. Okay, well, I'll still ask if she's an orc, and then when she says human, I'll say, I was afraid you were going to say that as well. I think I have met her. In fact, I think
I like the fact that Wyland has finally come to admit that he can't stand her either.
No, he may just be afraid because he promised to marry her.
I think I did.
Yep.
These bards are always getting themselves into trouble.
I know.
But
I gotta have different hoes and different area codes, man.
But she's like, goes through and she's like, the shop was supposed to be named this. She swore it was always be named, and she's got like a little bit of like a letter that it looks tethered, but it has the name and everything, and so you see the sign and it looks nicer than you remember it, but it's like, you wait out here. I want to go see. And
Are you sure?
Yeah, scarf shop. I'm pretty sure nothing's gonna go bad.
No. I mean, it's just
Sure thing. I'll wait right here. Yoink.
Yeah. Exit stage left. No, that's fine. Go ahead.
All right. And so she walks in, and you hear like the door open and close, and all of a sudden you just hear high pitched squealing of two forms.
You know, that makes me wonder, does Wyland plan on picking up the graceful exit talent at some point?
Actually, I almost did that with this one, with this circle.
That gives your character the magical ability to actually exit stage left.
So you hear squealing. Do you go inside or do you just go, yep, that's...
I'll wait. I'll give him a couple minutes for things to calm down, and then I'll make my way in.
You see her come out, and she just red in the face from smiling and her high pitched squeal, and it's like she wants to meet you, the person who helped get me here. Because apparently she said I'd probably still take 2 extra months if I was walking on foot, so she has to thank you.
Yes. Well, she's about to get a little surprise of her own as well.
Rip Wyland.
And as you walk in, you kind of see her, and the place looks really nice. It's doing more than just scarves now. It's got little accoutrements of different clothing. And as she turns around, you see the smile.
Kaja, we need an extraction stat.
You see the smile.
Code red.
Go from her face to Wyland?
You.
Hey, you. How are you? But I was like, you just see her kind of go like, oh my god, I knew you made it to where the we were going from there.
It was here. It was here to Bartertown.
This conversation is all kinds of full of insert blank.
She was in Merrick.
No, I was helping you. I took your scarves and got things set up. Clearly, I'll look around the shop. It's worked out very well. You're doing excellent for yourself.
Yes, with your help and help of another. And she kind of pulls you away. It's like, I hate to break this to you, but I found someone else. I thought you may have been dead. From how long?
What? Someone else?
And she's like,
you,
yes.
You mean another business partner, right?
Well, that and my husband, Nord, honey. And you just see from the back walk out a very tall, very muscular-looking guy. He looks like, have you ever seen Fullmetal Alchemist, Armstrong, except with longer flowing hair? Okay. And just, he's there, his shirt barely like containing the muscles, like, yes. And she, instructs him over and is like, this is Wyland. He's the one who helped me get the business here. Ah, good man. And he puts his hand out to...
he helped you get the business all right.
He puts his hand out to shake your hand.
He's giving it the business. I'll shake his hand. Wyland the Wanderer. Nord, was it?
Yes.
Yeah.
1 second. Have you roll for this? Toughness check. As he...
he's gonna break my hand. That's still just a paltry step 5.
And not even on purpose either.
Ooh, hey, that's not bad for D8.
He doesn't break your hand, but it's one of those things of like the guy who's over muscled just squeezing it. You're like, nice to meet you. As he turns, they both turn around. You get a moment.
Son of a...
You're a troubadour. You're able to play it off a little bit of just like stretching your hand off to this behind you. Like, yes.
Well, all right then. You clearly don't sit and do the books. You're off lifting heavy things and all. Good
Hey,
for you.
So,
how long have you been married?
2 glorious months.
Oh, so we're still in the honeymoon phase then, I see.
Yes, I saw her. Within 2 weeks we were married and happy together.
Wow. I'll look at her specifically. Moves fast, this one.
She kind of blushes and just goes, well, I have to take care of my friend Nixia. We have to get her set up. We have a spare room she can stay in. So thank you so much for this. And here. And she goes and she brings out a scarf that she's like, it's one of my nicer ones. I thought maybe you would like it.
Well, of course, I've always been very enamored of all. It's and it was my pleasure to help get you started.
By the way, I love how you've been so desperate to get away from this woman, but you're still throwing shit at her anyways.
I'm glad to see that you've prospered as well as you have. I mean, successful shop, a chain of sorts. You've got yourself a stout man here. It's everything's going your way. That's most excellent.
Everything's coming up.
Yes.
You.
Everything's coming up. You.
and she, hands it to Nord and is like, "Can you help him, honey?" And so she takes the girl back, and he's just like, I do have to say thank you so much. She told me about you, and well, I'm thankful to see you're alive. As he goes on tying the scarf around you, giving you a neckerchief.
Oh, thank you very much. Ooh,
or whatever Freddy had from freaking Scooby Doo. Just that
for
Ascot.
Ascot, yeah, just that look.
For hands as strong as yours, you're surprisingly gentle. This is a nice knot. Well done.
Well, I do a lot of the sewing on the shirts and the pants. She does a lot of the scarf making and coloring.
Oh, well, you two clearly are well made for each other.
Tailor-made for each other, in fact.
Taylor, gosh, you should be the troubadour.
That deserves this. Just
monkey.
Okay. But yes, he's like, yes. Well, if you ever need anything good, sir, some clothes, some fashion sense, or I know some ladies that would love a man like you.
Well, thank you. Yes. Well, speaking of that, friends, I need to go and try and find mine. So I'm just happy to have gotten Nixla here, and seeing her again is just a bonus. So,
well, have a good one. And he goes and he gives you like a quick hug, and it pops your back in many places as he hugs you.
Ooh, that actually probably feels
just what you needed after all that walking. Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, that's nice. All right. Well, yes. Well, I don't want to interrupt her, so tell her farewell for me, and we may be back before we leave Bartertown. So
very well. And he goes, "Honey, and dearest, where'd you go?" As he rucks to the back. You realize they're both kind of terrible business people as they left the front unoccupied.
I'll take a look at a couple of the customers who are there going, through some long shawls or something, and I'll just kind of shrug and then walk out.
Right.
Walk out grabbing a shawl, throwing it around your shoulders.
Then when you go outside, you're like, "I'm free!"
Yes. And then Wyland will gleefully skip down the street as he goes to find.
That's one long-held weight off of your shoulders.
All right. About this time,
no, he'll take out his flute and do hip hop air horn, and then he'll make his way down.
We need to teach him some chap hop.
So Kaja, at this time you're wandering around Bartertown. You made a promise to stick around for a few days, and you kind of notice the shop had some nice cloaks in it. Some that look like maybe they could do something with one of the cloaks to make sure yours is still vibrant. You're just window shopping at the moment, taking time. And then all of a sudden you swear you hear a familiar voice as you see a very happy Wyland walk out, just thanking the Passions and doing what you know is his happy dance that he got away with something.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing.
He's thanking the Passion for Floranus for his freedom.
Just walk up to him and it's like, "Liz, I've seen you celebrate after talking yourself out of getting murdered. What did you do this time?"
Do you remember Scarf Girl?
Yeah, your wife.
Nope, somebody else's wife now.
High five.
Sorry to hear that.
I'm not.
I do love the fact you guys are like, "Oh hey," too, just like, oh, he's dancing again.
They're used to this shit by now.
Yeah. Nope, life's good, guys.
Drinks are on
what,
me.
what brought you here?
Me?
Yeah.
My feet.
Well, actually, I thought we were going to get picked up, and then like 2 days before it was time to get picked up, my trainer says, "Nah, you're going to wander. You're going to exercise your name, and
No, get the fuck out.
yeah." And he says, "You're going to be walking. You need to contemplate your existence and what you've done." So
You're gonna be walking.
So yeah, he sent me down the mountains, and I was just making my way downtown.
Walking fast.
And walking fast.
One
playing
face
piano.
pass. One face.
And then I ran into this little village urchin who was trying to get away from her family. And then so I said, "All right, let's go together." And since we were essentially heading to the same place, and brought her here, and she happened to be friends with Scarf Girl. So yeah, that's what brought me here. Crazy the paths you take. What about you? How did you guys end up here?
Who's the other person you're talking to?
Yeah, so far it's just Kaja, you see.
Oh,
Wow.
I thought you were both together. All right, it's Kaja.
No,
How
no.
the hell did you get?
About the same, honestly, until the little girl. I met some random troll who, poor guy, family murdered, people trying to kill him, came here to get his name changed. I didn't understand it fully.
Wyland, since you're a little bit more versed in stories and things like that, and you have the legends and lore, wasn't it?
Yes.
I
have legends and heroes and
Legends,
Barsaive
yeah.
history.
You can choose either one to roll to see if you know what he's talking about with that.
I will do.
Making your way, Barsaive, today takes everything you got. God. They're
Perfect.
not going to Cheers.
Or are we?
I am not bringing Woody Harrelson into this series.
I did say I was going to the tavern.
Everybody knows your name.
I still gotta finish that series on Netflix.
Norm.
All right, 10. Yep. You whenever he describes it, you realize it's an older practice that you wasn't sure like it'd be done a lot because we're still even done these days, because it's a very difficult and time intensive, and you're not sure. Heard some stories about people saying it, using that it can induce horrors and such as that, or others it can free you from horrors. Most of the time, it's a way for people to escape their past.
Yeah, it's kind of a dangerous ceremony, or can be anyway. He must have really either done something bad or something bad was affecting him.
People killed his family. He had nothing left. He was trying to get away.
So they were coming after him next?
Yep. There's wanted posters, but they're awful. They don't even look like him. Did they get me to draw these pictures?
Possible.
Says something about a mulatto midget on this one.
Oh god. All right, so we're gonna take a break here in a second, but right before you head off, with Kaja to go get some food and reminisce some more, Nixla pops out, and she's like, Wyland?
Yes.
There's something I wanted to give you, if you can come back tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, I've already got a scarf, but
Oh, it's not a scarf. I'm not the scarf person. No, they gave me some stuff with your trainer, and there's something I've been making on our trip that I wanted to give you from all the stories you told me. So.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, and hi. Saying to The break from all the horror sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to leave the care? It's like, are you friends with Wylan?
Oh yeah,
Oh.
best friends. I'll just put my arm around him.
That's right.
Which is basically
this
at his
is
waist.
this is the scrying I told you about. This is Kaja. He's the amazing swordsman.
Oh, hi.
I told her much about you, Kaja.
You're wearing two cloaks.
Listen, they're family heirlooms. I couldn't just pick the one, so I just.
Oh,
You
okay.
can't go out sorting people without a certain amount of minimum pieces of flair, you know.
But yeah, if you can come back tomorrow, I got something I want to give you. I have to work on slightly now, but
I can absolutely do that.
At which point she walks back in and says, nice meeting you, Kaja.
Nice to meet you, kid.
It's been a long walk. He's tired.
All right, so we will be right back after a short break.